Hey y'all, welcome to the jump off. So we just got to jump into it. Mentally, I am not okay right now. I'm not in a safe space. I'm not in an okay space. It's a mess, and it's eating at me at a rapid pace. So I literally just got in the door from the gym, just put my bag down, and came and sat here because I said, you know what, let's vent it out. Some of you all may have seen on my main page or just through talking to me, I have a trainer, Emily, and I've been, trying to be on this weight loss journey. And it started before her. So she's not my first trainer. She's probably my fifth trainer at this point. What is getting at me and keeping me down is, I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I grew up in the early 2000s, which some of y'all may have grown up there too, in the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was this time where we saw these images of beauty that were size 0, 00, or size 2. It was this very thin, petite statuette of a woman that was considered beautiful. And that was just across all ethnicities in America. That was the thing. Now, if you were around in your upbringing, if you were around people who didn't match that and taught you what beauty was like, that was different from that, then okay, maybe you weren't as susceptible to falling into the trap of thinking that that's what beauty is. Well, your girl wasn't in that kind of environment. All of the people that I was around, that I went to school with, or the stuff that I watched on TV, everybody looked the same way. Now, with the exception of like Raven from That's So Raven, everything that I was consuming or was around, everybody fit that kind of like slender mold. I, however, did not. For me, it was like, okay, I don't fit this, but I'm going to try my best to not bring attention to myself because I don't look like that. But deep down inside, it was like, we are going to work our darndest to look like that. So from a very impressionable young age, late middle school, early high school, I had been dieting the South Beach diet, Atkins diet, whatever these trends or these fads were. I would try these things. Wouldn't necessarily work for me. I also think children are still developing, so you probably shouldn't be dieting like that as a child, like restricting yourself from these foods and these things, which a lot of people that I that grew up in my era or that I was around, I know a lot of people struggled with eating disorders and things because they were trying to achieve this bit of beauty or fit into the society and, match an image. Them things didn't work for me, which it was like, okay, I got to try something else. I got to do something else. Fast forward till now, where the beauty standards have changed, and now it's more of a curvy hourglass figure. And even that, there's a specific type of, when people say, oh, she thick and this and that, it's a specific type of thick that y'all are talking about. Let's be honest. And I am not in that category. So now I'm like, okay, hey, I'm a little closer to what the beauty image is. I'm still not there, but you know what, I'm a little closer. But then, we had the BBLs and we have the boob jobs and all that stuff, which that's cool if you got them. You got to be a certain body mass and certain body type to get them things. I can't even meet that. So it's like, my gosh, I'm just kind of out here in the lurch. But back in 2015, I really felt like what I was doing, going to the nutritionist, the dietitian, the trainer, none of this stuff was working. So I'm sure y'all have seen that show, My 600 Pound Life. So I saw it too, and I'm like, oh, literally every time I'd be watching that show, I would be eating some food, and I'd be like, you know what, let me put this down. But I would be watching the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get it. I get what they're going through. I may not be 600 pounds, but I get what they're going through. And so I said, you know what, let me suit it up, boot it up, check with the insurance, and I'm going to get me a weight loss surgery. So I went through the hoops that you had to go through to get that, and I got a lap band surgery. What you see on that show, those weight loss surgeries are, most of the time, they're the more permanent ones. There's like 3 main ones. There's the lap band, the gastric sleeve, and the gastric bypass. If you have a lot more weight to lose, you would do the latter too. But so I was like, let me just get the lap band. And it's also not permanent. So it's literally, they cut your stomach open, they insert this kind of like a ring around your stomach, and then they add fluid to it, which makes it inflate and tighten on your stomach so that you eat less. So you have to go through all these things. You have to do a psych evaluation, which was not at all a thorough evaluation, just to sign you off to get you in there. And they like herd the people in and whatever. So got the surgery, cool, lost like maybe 30 pounds, and then just that was it. And now I've always been active for somebody my size. I was not out here, you know, I'm not running no laps on no athletes out here, but I was always active enough for my size that, you know, I could keep up. So I did that, and it just wasn't working for me. And it got to the point where no matter how they adjusted the band, I was still able to eat the same or more than what I ate before I had the band. So I was like, you know what, this isn't really working for me. I would have some days where it would make me throw up, and it just made me sick. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this taken out, and I'm gonna really commit myself to doing it the natural way. So I had that for like 5 years, and then I got it taken out, and then of course I lost a little weight from that, because you can't eat, you know, just regular solid food. But for the last like 15 or so years, I've stayed in a general same like 20-pound range. With that, being in LA and Hollywood, being in New York, being around actors, dancers, creators, all these people, where it's always about your image. Having that be your environment, but not fitting the image of that environment is, in my opinion, very damaging, at least for me. Now, there are other people who embrace their body and, you know, it's body positivity and this. That is great. That is great. And people always are like, oh, you got to learn to love your body and this and that. I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, I don't. And I'm going to be honest. I'm just being straight up honest with y'all. I've tried to come to that realization of like, wow, well, my body is super strong and you know, like it can do this and can do that. And I do agree with that. Like, my body now is stronger than what it has ever been before, but I don't like how it is. And I think people from both sides, the smaller community and even the bigger community, they don't like you saying that, because it's like, you're not supposed to hate your body. Well, then rewire the wirings, because I do. And I've tried my darndest. Literally everything that has hit the board to lose weight, I have tried. From the medication to the surgery to, you know, working out, to the fasting or dieting, whatever you want to call it. I've tried all of these things. Even doctors, they're like, well, I don't know why you're not losing weight. Well, I could have sat at home and said that to myself in the mirror. That's not why I'm coming to you. Blood works come back well. Even to the point where I'll be at the doctor's office and they'll be like, oh, wow, this blood work is great. Like, this doesn't make sense. And it's like, exactly. It's just very frustrating. And I'm to the point now where it's like, it hindered my life before, but it's very, like, I don't want to go outside. The clothes I have, they don't fit. And this last like 6 months or so, right now I'm doing the no sugar thing. I put my hardest into working out and doing all this stuff. And I've tried everything that in my power I could, and nothing is working out for me. And what I hate about it is that when I go step out into the world, society doesn't see the hard work that I've done. They just see what they see, that I'm fat. And so it's like, I've put in all this hard work and all this sweat and tears and all of that into trying to lose weight and trying to become the person that I want to be, and nothing is working out. And you know, there are people that'll be like, oh, you have to learn to love yourself first, and then that's when your body will change and this and that. But I'm not going to wake up every day and lie to myself and be like, oh my gosh, I love this girl. I don't feel comfortable. I feel trapped in my body. I feel trapped. And it is to the level that, and I hate to say this, but it is to the level that I would rather take myself out of this world and not have to deal with this body than continue to be here. What I am sowing is not being reaped. And be on this hamster wheel of the effort that I'm putting in there is no progress in the pudding. or whatever that saying is. It's like people around me, they're losing weight by not doing half as much as what I'm doing, and I shouldn't be comparing myself to other people. But it's like people be like, oh, why don't you do this, this, and this, and this? It's like, I've already done that. Matter of fact, I was the one that told you to do that, and now you having success with it, and it didn't work for me. And people just don't understand, because I've never been around people who have been my size and can understand this. It's been like I've been around people who may have been smaller when they were younger, and now they've gained weight now, but they know what it's like to be small. Or it's been people who have been bigger and now they've lost weight, so they know both sides of the thing. I don't know that side. As much and as hard as I've been working to get to that side, and so it's to the point where it's like, maybe that's not meant for me. I got to that point too, and it's like, well, maybe that's not what the Lord wanted me to do, because he knew that when I get there, I'm gonna be acting up and acting crazy, so I needed to learn these lessons before I get there. But I can't continue like this. And people be like, oh my gosh, you don't look like you're almost 300 pounds or this and that. I may not look like it, but that's what it is. At the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. And I am at my healthiest right now as far as my blood work, my physical, and this and that, and the things that I can do. I got levels up to where they need to be, but the math ain't mathing is what y'all be saying. And it's like, I may not look like whatever, but that's the reality of it. Then you get on the internet and you just trying to make people laugh and trying to, just make little videos, and you get all this hate. On one side of me, it's just like, I've posted some videos in like different outfits, not where it's like I'm out here half naked or anything. It might be like a crop top and then like a skirt. I did one video, and like, you might have seen this much of my stomach, and people are like, oh my gosh, the clothes are stressing, must have missed the gym a couple of days, and you need to make a gym appointment, and you need to be stressing about the gym and losing weight and all this stuff. And it's like, they don't see the hard work that I've put in. That's one side. I'll see that, and I'm like, dang, y'all don't even know what I'm doing, so y'all can't speak on me, and y'all don't know what I'm doing. But then the other side of me is like, yeah, I know, and I'm trying to do that. I agree. You're right. I agree. Yeah, it's very hard to continue on each day when it's like, what I'm doing ain't working, so why should I keep doing it? And like, I've been working out with Emily this go round, because like I said, I've had many trainers and dietitians and things, and it's like, yeah, I've pushed myself to limits that I wasn't able to do before, but I'm doing these things to achieve a certain goal, and that goal isn't coming. And I'm sure people are gonna be like, oh well, set non-numeric goals of, oh, I want to feel this way, and all that stuff, like all the stuff that is out there about weight and about loving your body and changing your body, all this stuff. I done tried it. Until somebody can come to me and be like, this is why you're not losing weight, because scientifically, whatever, this is what's going on with your body. I don't want to hear nothing else, because I've tried it all and none of it has worked for me. It may work for you, and that's great. Keep doing what's working for you. Please keep doing it. It ain't worked for me. I ain't found nothing that's worked for me. And it's hard, because everything that I do, I have to do with my body. And if the body ain't working for me and it ain't supporting me how I'm supporting it, then it's like, why? So I have no question for y'all today. I just had to get on here and just let it out, because these last couple of days have just been like, it's been so hard to just keep going, to just keep living, to be honest. Because it's like, I just want one thing in this world. Just one thing. And I'm working so hard, and it's like, it keeps getting further and further away.